Acumatica has released a quality management solution, QMS. Why? To provide you a solution that will support and streamline your internal quality needs, help you meet customer requirements and improve overall customer satisfaction, assist you in complying with industry, regulatory, and other compliance requirements. It does this by supporting quality testing in areas such as receiving, production, shipping, ongoing stability testing, allows users to utilize checklists and inspections, and provides control over the non-conformance as well as corrective and preventive action processes that provide you a structured process to investigate, evaluate, document, validate events that occur so that actions can be taken to help eliminate errors and improve overall quality. There are several recordings related to this solution: setup and configuration, testing related to a purchased item, testing related to a manufacturing item, testing for shipping, the non-conformance and corrective action process, and the use of inspection and checklists. This session is going to focus on how the solution supports the quality efforts and processes for items that are purchased. This is the main menu for the QMS solution. In other recordings, we have talked about the basic setup of the module, severity levels, test methods, QC tools, tests, test plans, QC plans, sampling plans. Based upon you having viewed that recording, we will move to the stock code screen as the starting point for this recording. You notice that when I am on the main stock code screen, there is now a menu choice, Quality Control. This brings me to the screen where we configure an item that needs to be tested. First, you will see that you need to denote that this item requires QC. Second, you notice we have global test plans, vendor test plans, as well as customer test plans. We will cover customer test plans in the shipping session. First, let us talk about global plans and look at how we set up one related to controlling the receipt of an item. First, you select the test plan, test ID for this item. As covered in other recordings, a test plan is a test or group of tests and possibly a checklist that you will apply to an item or a group of items. Next, you will select the result criteria: moderate, flexible, or rigorous. As noted in the recording and setup, this is used to determine if the inspection of a specific receipt will be allowed to pass based upon the number of tests, samples that were taken that failed to meet the desired outcome. You then indicate if 100% of the items received will be inspected or if a sample size will be used. If sampling is used, the sampling plan will be selected, which will compute the sample size. Below, you see the tests that are included in a test plan. As you have heard in other recordings, a test can be numeric, alphanumeric, Boolean. Boolean being yes or no, true, false, go or no go. This is where we could edit tests to make the plan unique for that item. In this case, I will change the minimum, target, and maximum values. At this point, you could add other tests or delete tests as needed. The vendor plan allows you to associate a vendor to a specific test plan. This is a way you could address the differences between the preferred and secondary vendors. Secondary vendors would be governed by the global test plan. The preferred vendor could have a vendor-specific plan. Now that we have looked at the setup an item, let us create a purchase order, receive it, and go through the testing process. Let us create a purchase order, as one would normally do within Acumatica. Select a vendor, add an item, and the quantity to be ordered. We will now remove this from hold and approve it. Let us receive the PO. You'll use your standard process to receive a PO, which in this company requires a vendor reference number. We can now release it. There are a few things to take notice of. While release updates Acumatica as it would with any receipt, on hand goes up, on order goes down, this is where QMS comes into effect for QC control items. First, you see that QC is required. Second, you will see that per the standard purchase order process in Acumatica, the item initially was received into the appropriate warehouse and location. Since this is a QC item, QMS has moved the item into the QC location as defined in the setup of the module. This is a bin within Acumatica that will allow you to control what can be done with items in that bin. Can it be sold? Is it included in quantity available? Etc. It is now in quarantine. What happens next? While you see a QC order has been created, let us put on our QC hat and move to our QC dashboard. As with any Acumatica dashboard, this can be what you want it to be. The dashboard shows us a new QC order for receiving. We could have been alerted by any of Acumatica's alert tools. Let us drill into the QC order. At the top we see several details related to the QC order, including the PO number. At the bottom we see the tests that need to be performed. While there's a mobile version that will allow the entry of these details, for today we will use this screen. Before entering results, you can see details related to the test, and there is an Assign To field. The system allows you to assign tests to a specific user who is qualified to perform those tests. While discussed in the recording on setup, tests can be numeric, alphanumeric, or Boolean, yes, no, true, false, go or no go. A configuration option will determine if the user can see the expected results. Let's enter the results. Let us fail one of our tests. Now you have options. You can leave it failed. You could add another sample. In this case, let us change the entry. We just made an error. When we look at event history, we will see a complete log of what was done and by whom. Discussed in setup regarding security, you can limit a user to just entering test results. Next, we need to evaluate the results. Again, security controls who can perform this process. Based upon the number of samples, severity level, related criteria, the system will determine if this QC order passes or fails. Based upon the results, you will be able to place the QC order on hold, enter more samples, reevaluate, or post the results. Post the results completes the QC order. Posting the order controls what happens to the items that were received. Remember, they were in a quarantine location. Here you can accept the item and move it to the location for further processing, reject it, scrap it. Maybe this was a destructive test and some of the items were destroyed as part of the testing process. For now, we will accept all of the items. The QC order is now done. In other sessions, you will see how certificates of analysis and related documents can be printed, as well as control chart and related analytics used to evaluate the quality of the item, vendor performance, and other quality KPIs. In closing, thank you for spending time reviewing this recording, and I hope you saw how the QMS solution can provide control over items that you purchase. Feel free to reach out to your partner or Acumatica contact for more details, as well as view other recordings on the QMS solution. Have a great day and be safe.